All right. I've been reading a lot of Shonen Jump today. A lot of pretty amazing things. Some Doctor Stone, some Boku no Hero Academia. But I'll be real with you. This is what I was most excited for. This is by far what I was most excited for. This legendary moment in Shonen history as the brakes are busted off the entire Wano arc, as the limits of what we see as possible in One Piece have been transcended in the goofiest, most mind-blowing way. Luffy achieving gag character strength, like Arle, like One Punch Man, like Anpan Man as a better example. The goofy Tezuka-esque fighting that defies all laws of reality, that might have given the name Joy Boy, that might have been what Roger laughed at when he saw Laugh Tale. It's beautiful. I'm so excited about this. Okay. This chapter is called Raizo. We might be shifting focus back to the auxiliary cast of the Wano arc, of which there are dozens of characters whose stories still, I guess, need to be wrapped up even at this time of super hyper climax. We have in the cover story arc, Germa running rampage emotionlessly across all of Whole Cake Island and its surrounding candy archipelago, going into Chocolate Town, where Pudding is from. The minister of Chocolate Town thinking an exclamation mark made out of chocolate. You know, it's very typical cover story type stuff. Where this one's going, I don't know. I'm sure the Germa 66 will get involved again at some point, but until then, we'll just see what they're up to way back in Whole Cake. Okay. What do you think I should call that last one? Gum what? He punched through Kaido's head. Do you remember? He knocked over the invincible beast Kaido. He's bouncing around on the ground. Who are you? Zo, out at sea, Zoji Rusha, or whatever it's called. No, Zoji Rusha is the name of the brand that makes my rice cooker. I think it's just called Zo, right? This great elephant. How long has it been since I heard this rhythm? Joy Boy. Oh, Joy Boy. They're really emphasizing that his heart is beating to a strange rhythm. And perhaps it's the gum fruit itself that's manipulating his heart in the same way that it manipulated his veins, and then his muscles, and then his bones, and then his muscles again. No, veins, then bones, then muscles, and now heart. The heart itself being squeezed by the gum fruit in this particular rhythm. A rhythm associated with Joy Boy? Oh, Joy Boy. It's though you're right there, my heart is dancing. I cannot help but feel that fate is at work. I cannot help but put my hopes in him. So Luffy still identifies himself as Luffy. I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will surpass you and become the king of pirates. That's what he's been saying since chapter 1. So this idea that, you know, even before he ate the gum fruit, he was saying stuff like that. Even when he was just a kid running around with Ace and Sabo, being left behind because he was just a little wimpy kid at the time, he was saying, I'm going to become the freest man in the world, the king of pirates. Leave to hear you've still got sass, Straw Hat. Awakening is what happens when your mind and body patch up to your powers, and those are certainly ridiculous powers. I've lost quite a lot. Much of what I've built up over the years. My followers, my castle. Same for you, right? Still something I gotta take back from you. Whoa, these attacks. These attacks are so crazy. Look at the way that Kaido's body is awakening as well. It's taking on the rubber properties of the gum fruit. But more than that, or perhaps, you know, in line with that, it's the whole world that's transforming into this cartoonish, delightful, joyous energy. So someone in the comments pointed out that there's also the connection with Smile, right? Doflamingo saying some 600 chapters ago, don't you realize, Trafalgar, this is the era of smiles now. And then learning the horrible truth of why the smile fruit is called the smile fruit, seeing the town of people cursed to only be able to laugh and smile even though they were living through the most abhorrent conditions. And think about this. Okay, this chapter is actually a counter. This one page is a counter example because Luffy's yelling at him about, I gotta take something back from you. But up until this point, Luffy was pissed. He was thinking about the people of Wano. He was thinking about how cursed they were, how it was all Kaido's fault, about how much he had seen people suffer. They just wanted to eat clean water and stuff. And yet, as soon as he transformed like this, as soon as he activated Gear 5, it's all just been giggling and laughing and smiling and going on about how fun it is. And even when he was getting beaten up, it was such in a goofy way that, and I wonder, like, is there another connection there? Something about this mysterious ability to make people laugh and smile, which comes from a failed clone of a devil fruit, is thus the true essence of the real devil fruit, about joyously being unable to stop smiling and laughing just because the world becomes so funny to you, because you've achieved this enlightenment. Parallels to Roger laughing on the execution platform and Luffy laughing on the same execution platform 10 years later, 20 years later, meeting presumably almost the same fate. I don't know. There's so many mysteries. And it's so wonderful to be both at my imaginative, speculative limits, trying to figure all this stuff out, during this insanely goofy, insanely comedic, over-the-top battle between two of the strongest characters in the whole series. Thousands of your men trapped down there too. They will all burn to death. I left everyone else in charge down there. All I have to do is beat you. Yanking up his pants to dodge it. Oda just has a million ideas like this. He'd actually been holding back this whole time. Okay, the whole castle is on fire. Sure. Nami and Chopper, a tearful reunion. What can they do? Can't even search for them. All of Onigashima is burning at this point. We're in danger right here. Once this island lands on the ground again, there's no escape. Even Zeus can't make it rain. So Raizo is gonna do something, I guess, given his name. His showdown with the leader of the ninjas loyal to Orochi was a little anticlimactic, right? They both were kind of burning alive, and Raizo just had greater willpower. Which, of course, really speaks to his character, because he has the insane amount of willpower waiting on Zou for his compatriots and all that stuff. But it wasn't super, like, ninja battle-y, so I'm glad he gets another chance to shine here. Everybody conking out because of the heat. Beppo. I thought Beppo was still on the sub. I guess they surfaced when they brought Luffy back. I'm shocked that Brook is dead. What are they gonna do? I'm gonna ask them. The entire garden's gone. The numbers. Numbers are such a good force in this entire arc. I thought they were so great. Because they do seem like really crazy strong. But they're just so destructive and so huge that they were never actually like a major fighting force. Just nonsense. Oh, it's so fun. Everything with friggin' what's his face here? Scratch Manapoo is hilarious as well. Doing his best. That's a drop in a bucket. We need a lot more than a bucket. I like this little... I like the unifying force of this fire. That we know that everyone else is kind of on the same page right now. There's not a million other little plot threads going on like there was throughout most of the arc. Instead, everybody doesn't want to be on fire, and they're trying to come up with some way to not be on fire. That's very simple. We care about these characters, so it's very high tension. We want to figure out what the solution is, but it's like a nice, simple problem that affects everybody equally. And it's not, a million different things that have to get crammed into one chapter. Samurai for our alliance. Why would I doubt you now? Come. I'm the one putting my trust in you. Okay. Jinbei and Raizo have some sort of plan here. I like that Jinbei gets a spotlight too in his first big arc as an official member of the Straw Hat crew. Raizo thinking back to when the previous shogunate castle was burning, and Toki was going to warp them into the future. Failed to protect Lord Odin that day. I left his family exposed to the flames of the burning castle, and despite my ninjutsu, I failed to protect a single one of them. I am utterly ashamed of myself. Okay. Oh, they're gonna use Zoe. Zoe is here to put out the fire. Zunesha? Zunesha, that's its name. Zunesha. Flood that will have you doubting your very eyes. The elephant's bath. So in his time, restoration. So he had sealed water away through some ninjutsu arts and now can let it go. He had been studying this whole time Zunesha bathing and compressing this into his ninja scroll. And then combined with Jinbei. Man, I just got so nostalgic for when I was reading Impel Down. God, how many years ago was that? What an insanely hype arc. And just the introduction of Jinbei, and I was like, Jinbei is awesome. And then when he first uses the water heart and just throws the water, I was like, that is so friggin' cool. Like, I was just blown away by that. This is gonna be a big one. This is a big one, he says. Pouring the water where it needs to go, down to the heart of the flames. I like these cross-section shots. I would say one thing about this gigantic Onigashima war is that it was very hard to remember exactly what was going on everywhere. So much stuff going on all these different floors, and hard to keep track of how they connected with one another. Again, just a complexity creep casualty. That in Ain's Lobby, it was very simple. A very simple structure, and it made a lot of sense how the different fights, people falling into each other's rooms and stuff. Here, just, a lot of stuff going on. So I really appreciate these cross-section shots. They're quite fun, and they make it clear, everything is getting flooded. Can't hold any longer. Alright, yeah, Momonosuke, back in action. You gotta start supporting Onigashima yourself. Adult version of Momonosuke. Man, I thought that was crazy too when Shinobu aged him. I really didn't like. Her power was like minorly relevant like 20 times throughout the story. And every time it was almost like a gag that, oh haha, she can make things rot. She's like a rotten Fujo type woman. And then in the end, Momonosuke is like, make me into a 20-year-old. And you're like, wait, yeah. She can just do that if she wants. Okay. Yamato and Momonosuke, can they make it work? Onigashima is going to fall. Another awesome panel of Gear 5 Luffy. All right. Not as crazy a chapter as the previous ones. Not so many big bombshells. The flashback with Raizo was touching, but nothing shockingly new. We got some cool Jinbei action, but, it's not going to be as awesome as when he gets like a full-fledged fight going. That's going to kick ass. But yeah, overall good times. I'm still enjoying the hell out of this fight. I really am excited to see where this goes and what this means about the deeper mysteries of the series. Can you imagine what we're gonna get after all of this fighting is done? The biggest celebration arc in all of One Piece. This was promised by Luffy. He said, once we kick Kaido out of here, we're gonna have a party bigger than any other. I hope that shit goes on for like 10 chapters. And then the between arcs, let's check in on the world and get some lore and set up the next thing. I can't even imagine. It's going to be great. I can't wait to read it with all of you. Okay, bye-bye.